That was Nirvana at the 1992 MTV Video Music Awards, teasing their song Rape Me. A song that they were told by MTV under no circumstances can you play that song tonight. But we'll get to that in just a little bit. Hosted by Wayne's World Dana Carvey, the award show was held September 9th, 1992 at the Pauley Pavilion in Los Angeles. Now, Nirvana were nominated for 4 awards on this night, but it seemed that the awards were right at the bottom of the list with all the events going on for Nirvana that night. First up, Kurt was in therapy at the time, and when he went to rehearsal for the show, he wanted to play the song Rape Me. MTV executives were expecting to hear Smells Like Teen Spirit, and said absolutely there is no way you can play that song.
Rape me.
And Kurt, well, he kept to his word, right? He didn't play the song. Well, at least not all of it. The plan was, if Nirvana had have played Rape Me, MTV were just gonna cut to a commercial. So Nirvana played the song for just long enough so they wouldn't be cut off, and then went into Lithium. Which, nearing the conclusion of the song, this happened. Now, with a heavy bass landing like that on your head from such a great height, that could almost kill somebody, or definitely knock you out at the very least.
Man, that guy took a shot. Did you see that? How many people think he actually felt it?
Chris staggered from the stage and collapsed, and many thought he was dead, but when he was found backstage, he was just shaking it off and laughing. Unbelievable, right? Now, just before Nirvana had gone up to play their song Lithium, there had been an altercation backstage between Kurt Cobain and Axl Rose from Guns N' Roses. What had happened was Kurt and Courtney were sitting backstage with some others and their newborn child, Frances Bean, when Axl Rose and his girlfriend, Stephanie Seymour, walked by. "Hey Axl," Courtney yelled out, "will you be the godfather of our child?" Rose ignored Courtney, however he went up to Kurt, who was bouncing Frances on his knee. He leaned down near his face and said, "You shut your bitch up, or I'm taking you down to the pavement." So Kurt turned to Courtney and said to her in a robot-like voice, "Okay, bitch, shut up." Everybody around began laughing at this, except for Axl Rose and Stephanie Seymour. At this point, Stephanie Seymour, clearly annoyed by getting laughed at, turned to Courtney and said, "Are you a model?" Courtney, who had just delivered Frances Bean only 3 weeks earlier, was quick to fire back, saying, "No, are you a brain surgeon?" And with that, Rose and Seymour stormed off. And this is where you get Dave Grohl at the end of Nirvana's performance of Lithium calling out to Axl Rose,
Hi, Axl! Hi, Axl!
But now, back to the awards. As mentioned before, Nirvana were up for 4 awards this night. Video of the Year, Best New Artist, Best Alternative Video, and Viewer's Choice, with all 4 awards being for Smells Like Teen Spirit. Nirvana would win in 2 of these categories for Best New Artist and Best Alternative Video. When the band won for Best Alternative Video for Smells Like Teen Spirit, they sent up a Michael Jackson impersonator to accept the award, which was quite comical to say the least, a typical Nirvana thing to do. Then it was time for the Best New Artist Award. Nirvana were up against Tori Amos, Arrested Development, and Cracker.
Nirvana!
Nirvana accepted the award, with Kurt making it a point to mention in his speech, "You know, it's really hard to believe everything you read," referencing the Vanity Fair article that had been written about his wife, Courtney Love, and the disparaging things that were said about her in that article. Kurt was really mad about that. So he made it a point to bring it up here at the award show.
I'd like to thank my family and our record label and our true fans.
You can't believe everything you see in here now, can you?
You know, it's really hard to believe everything you read.
But the events for the night weren't over just yet. There was kind of this cool, funny moment where you had Kurt and Eddie Vedder from Pearl Jam being pushed together by two women. One of them was Courtney Love. In a jokingly way, the two of them slow danced together. The two were considered rivals at the time, so this was kind of, as I say, a cool, funny moment. Novoselic, meanwhile, found himself confronted by Duff McKagan of Guns N' Roses and two bodyguards looking for a brawl. No doubt as a response to the events that had gone on earlier between Kurt and Axl. Anyway, Duff and his two bodyguards were looking for a brawl. Chris, Courtney, and baby Francis were inside the band's trailer when Duff and these two bodyguards unsuccessfully attempted to topple it. Whether Duff knew that Francis was in the trailer at the time, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and hope that Duff thought that Francis wasn't in the trailer and that's why he did it. Obviously a very stupid thing to do if he knew that Francis wasn't there. In the end, the trailer didn't end up getting toppled over, but that was Duff and his entourage's intentions to do so. Just another story from the legendary Nirvana Guns N' Roses feud. Things were pretty darn heated between those two bands at that time. So there you go, guys. That is a wrap-up of the 1992 MTV Video Music Awards. An eventful night, to say the least. As I say, the awards themselves weren't really the main event at all that night. It was all this other backstage stuff going on. So, as it is well publicized, Kurt never really did like these award shows. However, Nirvana did make a couple of good achievements that night with Best Alternative Video and Best New Artist. The band were just totally huge at this time, literally taking over the world. Nevermind had been out for 1 year at this point, and just blowing everybody away. So there you go, guys. Be sure to share some of your thoughts, comments, and memories from the show, and we'll catch you next time here on Dude Man Productions.